Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to create a special piece of art to show my appreciation for someone who has made a significant impact on my life. He's my teacher. Actually, I had 3 years working with him. Since I have the sketch, I'll be showing the steps which are shading and so you need to have your sketch and the proper proportions, because the sketch it is actually the backbone of an art piece. Don't put the proportions and the sketching in place, or you create an eye-piercing creation like this one over here. So now we are adding the shading. You should know that the shading comes before the details. So as I work on the shading, I pay attention to the areas where the light is the face. This will help me create more realistic and three-dimensional. So right there I'm darkening where there should be too much darkness, which is basically the underneath of the nose. So after darkening this part, I just chose to move on to the eyes. I usually use hard charcoal. The hard one is a bit hard, as it says, to erase. It's not easy to erase, so I usually use it for the eyes, to put especially detail that shouldn't be erased. Although it doesn't mean that it's like from morning till night. You have to take a break for a while so that it all works out well. So after I'm done with this, I'm now moving on to the eyebrows. On the eyebrows, I'm also using hard charcoal, because the eyebrows need to be seen clearly as well on an art piece, but they show detail. And so I was using hard charcoal as well. You know, my mentor actually taught me to use this process, whereby I start with darks, as you can actually see under the chin. As I'm blending, there should be total darkness there. So he taught me to start with the darks, then move on to the lights, moving on bit by bit. At first I wasn't patient, because I just wanted to blacken it all at once. Then after blackening it, I then lighten up the points where light is more prominent. But then he told me, you better use this process, whereby I start shading where there are the darks and leaving out the lights. Here I'm using a tissue. This one is a simple tissue paper. Darkening the darks and leaving out the lighter parts. So for those simple strokes that I'm blending using tissue, I was using soft charcoal. You use soft charcoal. Soft charcoal makes it easy for you to blend and reduce the amount of strokes that are always straight. As you later realize, at the end we have an even shade of the human face. So after the random strokes, this is where we are. I was saying need some clothes on. And we are working on those. In a charcoal drawing, the background is also essential. Otherwise, the whole drawing will look like a photo grid. To then look like an edit. So you really need to put a background which blends in well with the drawing you're trying to produce. So I'm using a blender here to make the smudges a bit smooth. As well as here, I also come back with a blender as well. The blender is actually an essential tool. It should never be underestimated. The same applies with the brushes as well. The brushes enable you to produce a drawing that is fine and smooth. And so you need brushes when you are working with charcoal drawings. I was now using hard charcoal for the details, and these include the soot seams as well as the boundaries between the tile, and these require hard charcoal because it cannot be easily erased. Now, because smudge is also okay when I am doing the whole picture, right? I then come back to lighten up where the whites require to be white. For instance, the white t-shirt, as you can actually see, and there I'm using a pencil eraser. It has got an eraser in the middle part of a pencil. It's a very efficient tool. I respect my tools, and whenever you're working with charcoal, you also need to use these pencil erasers. Now lastly, I'm adding the details, like the textures on the human face. These produce a wonderful effect that changes the whole picture's dynamic. After I'm done with the details, I then put the anti-smudge spray to preserve the drawing. And this is the final piece.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel for any of my new artworks, as well as comment on the below description. I thank you so much.
I'll see you in my next video, and trust me, it's gonna be epic.